Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here, data downloaders hit. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we're going to be seeing when reset drops. The biggest thing, of course, being the Zenkai awakening for Corrupt Merge Zamasu. This is going to be super exciting because this character, you know, Gogeta got a Zenkai awakening and he got a plat, and he's pretty good. CMZ definitely deserves the same respect. They made him an Uber glass cannon, but he has some neat little tricks, you know, the AoE green, making him go type neutral with a lock-in, paired alongside the endurance nullifying main ability. He has a pretty strong anti-Saiyan kit as well as death buffs too. I feel like now is a good time to Zenkai awaken him, and hopefully he turns out to be good. There's a couple things I want out of the character, and let's see if the developers decide to provide him those specific things. But before we dive into that, big thanks to Hydros for the data download. Next, we got the raid. Vegito going to be duking it out with Cell, really good. Farm CC, everyone get to do their summons, and looks like Gogeta is going to go ahead and fight off against Janemba, pretty nice. More raid, more CC, more items, more goodies, big win. Next, full power battle for the free-to-play 18. I do recommend that you guys farm her. I actually think she's a pretty good free-to-play character. Really good support, decent disrupt. You know, for MajinBlue Saga allies, she can give up to 80% damage inflicted support. You know, that's the 50% cannot be cancelled damage inflicted buff, paired alongside the 30% via her main ability. She's overall a pretty decent character. I mean, we saw her showcase with the Boot Duo. She actually tanked a rush from a transformed Vegito. That ain't too shabby at all, so I think she's worth it. I think you guys might want to dedicate some time to her. Next, we got the chance time. They talked about this in the previous review and stuff. We know this, so hopefully we all get lucky and pull some nice little goodies here too. We got Hoi Poi, which is nice, of course, just because I feel like these erasers are going to be required. They did talk about how they will be releasing LF Plat equips. Not sure if there's multiple, but it would be cool if Vegito Blue got one with this data download. We don't know yet, and if they plan on doing more stuff for part 3, then at least another LF got a plat equip. I think this is a good opportunity to power up a lot of LFs. Next, it's the same old 6-year coin exchange thingy, duel thingy of duels, 6-year anniversary, no big deal. Plenty of CC and the new PvP equip and erasers, whatever. Just a nice way to get resources. And of course, they got the anniversary sale here. Looks like they got a new bot, 2500 CC with some LFZ power, very nice. All the LFZ power that's been sprinkled around between the various exchange shops and the little reward wheel has been pretty clutch. I got the Vegito from 6 to 7 stars through that, and I'm currently working on Gogeta to 7 stars with these little orbs. Very nice. And of course, there's a giant mega sale, 7.7k CC. Very cheeky devs. Next, we're going to be diving into the kits for our good buddy Zamasu. Alright, here we go. I'm going to be using this team for the showcase. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any other preferences. I was thinking purple, red, powerful opponent with Nappa and Golden Frieza, but Future is probably the tag on the horizon getting buffed, so I figured why not use the Future team just so there's a super easy comparison before and after. Either way, Zamasu. This guy at 14 stars, I mean, his defenses are actually quite low. They made him a bit of a glass cannon, and that didn't help him in terms of aging. So, number one, in terms of what I want changed, I want his defenses to be much improved. You know, Broly can get 70% damage reduction. I don't really expect Zamasu to get the same amount because this guy has stacking damage reduction. I think it's 5 timer counts. He gets 5% sustained damage cut. But anything beyond 30% would be a big win, alongside some cardio speed, cover nullification, and them fixing that little glitch with his AoE green card where his type neutral disappears earlier. I know it's only 3 timer counts, but it disappears way too early. So let's go ahead and see. Off the bat, yes, there we go. They improved his defenses, thank goodness for that. Take away 13k, maybe add 5 or 6k depending on your titles, and him being in the mid 180s is pretty good. Hyper Strike oriented, look at that, 300,000 plus on that. The bonus for the Saiyan damage is the same, 10% for both. Blue card, massive impact damage, 30% blue card damage, and you draw a green card. I think it used to only happen once, but now you get it twice, which is a big win. Green card, restore 40 ki upon activation. Following effects on hit. Type neutral goes for 5 timer counts. That's a big win. Before, I think it was only 3, and that wasn't enough time sometimes for you to get a hit in while being type neutral. 5 is pretty good. 3 timer counts to lock in is a win. I think I would have preferred if this thing at least granted him a card, but I guess because it has a lock-in and he's not an ultra, they're not going to give him that, which I guess is okay. Ultimate, minus 50% to enemy sustained damage cut effects upon activation. They gave out blast armor, thank goodness for that. This thing did not have blast armor before, which would have been pretty bad. On hit, you have the no switching for 5 counts, as well as taking away 100 ki. I think it used to be only 3 counts, so this is good. If your opponent survives, you're able to at least force them to vanish and smack them on the rush. Main ability, draw the ultimate, restore 25% of your HP and 50 ki. You have endurance nullifying effects for 30 timer counts, which is nice. 40% ult damage inflicted for 30 counts, and you shorten your own sub count by 2 for 30 timer counts. Very nice. His Zenkai ability, I think red God Key or red powerful opponent I'd be happy with. I don't think I'd want red future, so come on devs. Oh, it's red God Key. Okay, good. I'll take that. That's perfect. That's the more broader tag for this to work with. So any future red God Key unit, we're going to be covered. Let's see multipliers now. 90% damage inflicted, reduced damage received goes up to 50%. It used to be 30 before. Not the biggest win, but 20% more, I will take it, because remember, this guy stacks up sustained damage cut. They gave him baseline card draw speed, they gave him 30% key recovery, and they gave a -5 to strike guard's cost. Big wins, those are very strong. The following effects occur when this character is defeated. 30% to damage inflicted by allies. I think that's... no, that's not new. Apply the attribute upgrade. Shorten the sub count by 1 to allies cannot be cancelled. That is new. That's quite nice. Inflict all enemies with -1 card draw speed for 45 counts. -70% to health restored for 45 counts. +1 sub count for 45 counts. And everyone has strong poison. That's a lot of debuffs. That's not bad at all. There's a lot of modern meta units right now that only have level 1 card draw speed. Ultra Gohan, Super 17. So that's actually quite strong. Let's see. Passive 2, 20% to damage inflicted every time this character uses a strike or blast. That's a win as well. It used to be 15, so it takes 1 less card for him to be built to full power. Also restores health by 5% if own HP is 70% or less. This is while Zamasu is attacking, so that's a nice way for him to sustain himself. The following effects occur according to the number of actions while this character is on the battlefield. When an enemy lands a strike or blast arts hit, reduce enemy ki by 5% and reduce own damage received by 5% for 5 counts. Yeah, there it is. He's able to stack up reduced damage received. When the enemy switches, you restore your own vanish gauge by 50%, activates 8 times, and when you defeat an enemy, except by self-destruct, destroy all your enemy's cards. That's cool. That is cool indeed. Now here's the new stuff. New passives. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Draw a strike card next. Okay. 50% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. 50% to the next strike art's damage inflicted. Cannot be stacked. Apply buff effect. Nullify enemies. Destroy card effects for 5 counts. That's pretty good. What does that put him at? So that's 90% out the gate. With 20% because you're going to be using that first card, and 50%, so 160% damage inflicted, but that one strike card is going to be at 210% damage inflicted, so that's not bad. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike arts card. Restores ki by 5, 50% to crit rate for 3 counts, activates only once. Activation count resets after character switch. Applies a buff effect, nullify enemy special action. Okay. Nullify cover change for only 3 counts when use a strike card. How do I feel about this? This could be a bit tricky. Because this means that the only way he gets cover null is when he uses a strike card. And the most problematic unit right now is indeed a unit with a strike counter gauge. I guess it's not bad. We'll have to see in game. But him drawing a strike card means at least it's very easy for you to proc these effects. They definitely want you to spam strike cards though. I guess what they're hoping is that you swap in as Zamasu, pop a green card to lock him in, and you're just free to go for 2 strike cards. Because 3 counts with 50% crit rate and nullifying cover change is only enough time for 2 strikes. I guess that's what they were thinking. But it's good to see he has some cover null. Broly didn't have any cover null added to him. It was still tied to his main ability. So for them to at least provide this to CMZ is a big win. Restore 20% of the damage received after enemy attack is over, up to 20% of your own HP. Okay, and then Zenkai 6 applies the funnel effects to enemy when they switch characters while you have CMZ on the field. Inflict the attribute downgrade plus 30 to special move and special move arts cost for 5 counts. That's nice. Your opponent can't just quickly switch into Ultra Gohan and proc the blue, at least not as free. Inflict the attribute downgrade minus 50% to crit rate. That's nice as well. Super Saiyans aren't really that meta, but for characters like Baby and Broly that have built-in crit rate, at least you don't have to worry about that hitting you too hard. Applies the following effects to enemy when they perform a vanish step while this character is on the field. Take away 30 ki, seal up the green cards. Sealed green cards cannot be used for 3 counts, and reduce the Dragon Ball. This, I think, is almost the meat and potatoes of his changes. This basically means if you force a Ultra Gohan to do a vanish, they can't rapidly back up if you were to go for tap attacks to stop them, and they hit you with a green card. It's sealed. So that's nice. Anything that would help you prevent getting hit with an AoE green is a big win in my book. So I'll take that. But in terms of what they gave him, honestly, it looks pretty good. He doesn't have blast armor on his strike. I know some people were asking for that. I don't recall them ever giving a Zenkai blast armor on their strikes. Maybe ultimates and blue cards, which they did do for Zamasu's case. But yeah, I don't think they would ever do that. It looks like he's definitely brought up to more modern standards. You know, just cardio speed alone helps him. Fully built up. 90 from the top. 60 from here, so 150. He gets 50% for 15 counts, 200. But the next strike card is going to be doing an extra 50% damage, so 250 with some crit rate. Yeah, I think Zamasu is going to do pretty good. I think he'll definitely hurt. I think it'll be a nice little bit of pressure for yellow units. Yeah, we'll have to see in-game how well this guy does. But so far, he looks good. It's nice that he has some form of cover null. It's nice that they gave his type neutral on the AoE green to be a little bit longer. But that's his only form of cover null. It's a bit short. It's almost like they expect you to come in with Zamasu, use the AoE green, get some couple hits in, and then leave. But we'll have to see how well that works. Overall, though, I think this is pretty good Zenkai. We'll have to see in-game, which we'll be able to check out in about an hour. I wanted to double check if there's anything new in the equipment section. Yes, there's a new equipment awakening. What do we got here? Oh, okay, that's not bad at all, actually. Whoa. 20% strike, 28% strike defense, 20% blast defense, 20% base strike, and then 12% pure strike if a fusion warrior is a battle member. Yeah, that ain't too bad. That's a pretty good awakened equip. I don't even know what that equip is. Is there any new ones? Is it this? No, it's not that. Is there any new equip? I may be blind and I don't see it, but or is it just an awakening this week? Yeah, I think it's just an awakening. That looks pretty good. Honestly, this looks pretty good. Either way, I think that's everything for this update. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for an LF plat as well. You know, it's anniversary. Why not spice up an additional bit of stuff to get dropped? But either way, let me know in the comment section below what you think about this guy's Zenkai Awakening. I think he'll do well. We'll have to see in game. Let me know if the showcase team looks good. Otherwise, see you guys in the showcase. Peace.